Alright, we've started recording. It is Saturday, February 6th, 2016. We're resuming our play of The Witness. Last finished off in the treetops. I do have a bit of unfortunate news. I was at a party last night and I had a couple things spoiled for me, so oh crap. I don't know if I'm supposed to be able to do that, but I totally can. Maybe that's okay. Interesting. Not sure if that's intentional, but you can totally do it. It would be kind of frustrating if you couldn't, I suppose. Maybe. So anyways, back to the spoilers. So there was a thing that I tried to do early on in the game that I swear didn't work. I haven't gone back to look at previous streams, but it involves what I think is a pretty critical moment in the structure of the game, unfortunately, and that is the yeah, you might want, if anyone's watching or listening and you haven't finished the game, you might want to turn off your stop the video here or resume maybe like 10 minutes from now. But anyways, so the moment is when, spoiler warning, you're leaving the first area of the game and there's the little, it looks like, that little window device, glass device up above the gate. At least that's my suspicion, but my assumption is that there is in fact a line puzzle there that includes the use of the sun, and as I've been saying, that I expect the sun to be the final puzzle. Well, another thing that I've thought about this game for a while in terms of structurally is that, you know, and I think the puzzles kind of play out this way, is that like the answer was in front of you the whole time, and I think, you know, I don't know if I wrote this explicitly in my pre-play, but this idea that, you know, the universe exists independent of whether we're there to witness it, and as we do this work to sort of uncover it and witness it, something that's sort of been with us all along that we just sort of took for granted or overstepped or overlooked or whatever, is right there in front of us. And so it doesn't surprise me that at the start of the game, I sort of assumed that at the start of the game there would be something that, you know, you don't quite understand, but you'll come to understand it, and it'll be an important moment. So rather than continuing with these puzzles, I think it makes the most sense, rather just to stop thinking about it, to head back to the opening area of the game and just look to try to do it, assuming it works the way I imagine, or that I can even figure it out. But so we'll do that. Here's your image of the sleeping woman or praying woman, or man. I think it's a woman though. Only because I think she has breasts. And there's no penis rendering. Not that that's a thing that I've seen at all in this game, actually. Apart from that, there have been a couple other things. You know, I know that there's something important in the windmill, and I know I went there at the start of the game but haven't returned, so I'm going to go back and do that. And finally, I guess this is a bit of a spoiler, I learned a tiny bit, and this is not me seeking out, I try to be really precautious when talking to people about the game at all, and so I say, oh, I'm going to ask about, you know, just try to gauge where they're at in the game. I'll say, you know, what biomes have you been? I'll say, well, these are the places I've been, these are the biomes. So pine, like the type of trees or forest, I'll be like pine forest, the swamp, the Madrona orange cliffs, the desert, and rather than speak in mechanical terms where that would give too much away. And then I'll say, you know, I was talking to a friend and I asked, it became clear just the way she was talking that I think we'd say like, oh, have you done any of the obelisk stuff, which is a great way of asking because people see them and they're like, I don't know what they're for. And once you ask that question, they know what that's they're for. Then you can start talking about the sort of in-world puzzle a little bit. At least acknowledging you don't have to talk explicitly about which one. But the question I asked was, if I recall correctly, the way I phrased it was, where in the world were you? Like, what part of the world? I don't know if it was where in the world were you, what part of the world were you in when you did your first like obelisk puzzle or non-panel puzzle? And the person proceeded to get very specific versus me wanting to talk in sort of biome terms. Oh, the first area or the fine. It was like, oh, it was actually that gate with a thing on top, and like, you know, and they mentioned a bit more details. I was like, ah, and I just immediately had some like flashback memories to me trying to do that puzzle and failing for whatever reason and sort of throwing it out as this game, as you tend to do in this game. And it takes a lot of time to sort of unwind and go back, and maybe if I were to finish the game and come back through there, I would see it, or have done it before. It's impossible to say. But I just had this flashback to the moment where I tried to do that, and it didn't work. And so I was like, okay, maybe this isn't it. But clearly, I like made note of it, and it seemed very specific. And I'm not sure if I tried to do that before or after I discovered the non-panel puzzles. I want to say it was after on a return visit, but it might have been on my way out of there. But it wasn't until I got to the top of the keep, or what do you want to call that area, that starting area, that I guess it's a keep, that I found my first non-panel puzzle, which was pretty quickly, but it was just quick. It was just after that moment that I think I was just sort of overwhelmed too, by surprised by it that I didn't go back maybe and do it. I have to look at the videos. I don't know exactly how it played out. But anyways, I just, when this person said it, I was like, and I like remembered the moment, and so in this weird, indirect way, it brought me back to like seeing the puzzle again, but yeah, unfortunately I didn't experience it through the game as much. Apart from that, I learned a tiny bit of details about what's inside the mountain specifically, and again, spoilers if you haven't played the game, but someone just made the mention of like a timing element, and so now I have obviously a little bit of thoughts ahead of me about what the mountain might be about, and kind of more of like a sort of a test where the player is sort of, where it's almost like, okay, here's this knowledge, and then we're gonna like make you work hard through it. And I don't know, it's an interesting idea, like how could, now I'm sort of, I don't know, there's clearly like a timing element inside the mountain, and that means, starts to feel like maybe I myself am being tested, like I am the subject in this thing, I guess to unlike Portal or something. And that kind of maybe carries with it darker tones, because it's like, oh, we're like I think John's work always has this like idyllic aspect to it, but always carries with it the sort of the evils or the dark that sort of go along with it. So it's like, how can knowledge be used against us, or how can we be sort of like bent or compelled to do things that aren't necessarily good for us, or the world, what have you. There's a lot of far-fetched reading into it. Maybe it is just, we'll see what's inside the mountain, but maybe it's just like a sort of trial. It's like almost like God's test, you know, like before you're let into heaven, that sort of thing. Could very easily be what happens, the structure there, and that's interesting. But we'll see when we get there. But the two things I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to the start of the game, and I'm going to play that thing, and then I'm going to go to the windmill and finish off the section there, because I think I have the bits of information in order to complete that. So let's hightail it back to the starting area, which looks like it would be here. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. So let's do that. We're going to bypass the windmill, and the windmill's right there anyway, so, you know, let's come through this bay. Well, you know, let's just do it. Let's go straight there. I was thinking if we should try to go after that panel, that line puzzle again, but first things first. And on the way, we will look out for line puzzles. There's a line puzzle right over here, but I don't want to go the long way around. Actually, it wouldn't be that long around. It's actually the exact opposite part of the world, so... Oh, I could have chose to go the other direction, that's true. Given the line I would have drawn. So let's pay attention. Look out for line puzzles. Probably moving too fast. Oh, so this yellow one might be our first. It's the parent and their child pointing up at the sun? Yeah. Okay. Let's start here, because you never know. While I'm looking up here, I can't see. Did I miss my chance, or do I have to make it around this corner? No. I probably have to wait longer and finish it right through here. Is that what happens? Right. Nope. I missed the moment for where it terminates. Oh well. Oh well. Oh, wait. Oh, I have to go through the grass. Oh, it comes all the way around and up. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. Can I just as easily turn this boat around? Oh, I can. I'm kind of don't... where are we? Alright, let's try and do that one again. And I'll set it to high speed. It's going to overshoot by a little bit, okay. Oh shoot. What's happening? Oh, it's turning, it's still turning around. It's really great. Just holding up, waiting for it to punch through, and boom. Awesome. So is that it there? It is, right? That's it there. Oh, has it been growing? What? What is the deal? That's new, I think. That antenna almost looks like a... Oh no, I guess that's the same height it's always been. It looks like it's kind of been growing, but I might be mistaking myself. You know what? Crap. I want to go inside this inlet here. I want to do this line puzzle as you come around the bend. That looks like all we need to do. I love that you can just, the boat becomes the dot. It's really nice. Let's go to max speed. Wait for it. Oh no. Oh, I stopped the boat. That's unfortunate. I didn't really think of that. The boat was going to stop. So, I'm going to try that again. Sorry, buddy. Okay. Oh no! Thank goodness. for it, almost. Oh no! Well, I guess we'll be coming back to that. Oops, there's a puzzle here. Slow it down, slow it down. There is certainly a puzzle that goes around the top of this. Kind of in between thoughts. Okay, let's just keep going. I don't really mind leaving them, even if I forget where they are. The obelisk sort of puts you in the general vicinity of the world. And therefore, just more time I get to spend here, really. Turning out the antenna reads as white when far away, but up close it looks black. I don't know if that's a bug or what. I love the mirroring, it's so beautiful. Is there a puzzle inside the boat? I mean, you look at some of these shapes and it could just as easily be, there could be a puzzle on the boat itself, which would have been cool, but I don't see that as a thing. And I guess if it would make the obelisk problematic because it can move locations. If you see me stop and turn like that, it's because I just want to make sure I'm seeing correctly. And this, no, this looked like it kind of terminated in a round way, but no circles nearby. At least I don't think. All right, let's head back. And then after we do this, I will return to the windmill. So I tried this at the start of the game, but I don't know if I had known the mechanic yet or not, but we're just gonna do it. So, so there's definitely this line here. Oh, is it like an angle of incidence thing? Does the glass reflect the sun a certain way? Is this thing growing? Like, as I do better, does it get taller? I just don't know if I recall being at this high. It looks like something that's going to harness the sun. And clearly, there is a line here, but to what end? Let's try to go. like the second the sun is exposed. No. Just trying to check different vantage points on this guy. It doesn't look like anything is as... See, what happens if we close? I guess those just close, so this guy stays permanently open. Is that true? I'm turning this cable back on. I don't think that's going to give me anything apart from just opening up that little panel in front of this puzzle. I'm just wondering if I can't like shut this, no, because it's only, okay. So you would just think, yeah, but it's not coming together. Which makes me think maybe it was only completable at the start. So like at the start of the game, if you do this before you've left the area, maybe? Like why does the white loop around here? Like that's quite odd. I mean, maybe that's the thing, right? It's like you can't do it until you know the info, but some people will just stumble upon it because yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe it raises. I just don't know. I think last time I was like here when it was at the top of the thing, and now it's here. And where did it start? Did it start inset? Let's go to the top of the keep. I don't expect to find anything up there. I expect it to be more of a misdirection thing, the fact that you can go near there and look at it, but let's go there anyways and just investigate. Ooh. That's cool. Are we going around? There's nothing here. This is where I saw the other line puzzle, correct? Or so? I think. Something like that. No, I was standing across the other side. So, right. So I can't actually see it from here. Huh. I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that I did it. Oh, wow.
I am standing on the threshold about to enter a room. It is a complicated business.